the dream, right? And it is until something wakes us up that we realize how happy we were. And if you think in the house of your dreams, I had it. The car of your dreams, I had it in my garage, and my wife had hers. And my house was fully paid, and I was doing what I loved. As a humanitarian relief volunteer, I had a foundation, and I could travel to different places to help as a psychologist. So I could spend 6 months without going to the office because my team was taking care of business. I had a TV show and a radio show, one in Mexico, one in Spain. Life was good. But still I had problems, because we always find a way to have problems, right? Yes, we're good at that. We're good. So I had a couple of problems. I had a couple of employees that were not performing, and I had one client asking for a discount, and that gave me a headache. That day was October 2010. And so on the way back from the office, I decided that I wasn't going to take this to my house. It was already late, so there was no sense in pushing the gas and trying to make it home to see my kids awake, because they were already asleep. So I decided to stop for a bottle of water. That's why I keep grabbing the bottle of water, because that's the last thing I saw. I picked up a bottle of water just like this one, and never made it to my car. Someone pushed me in the back and threw me to the floor, put a plastic bag on my face, and next thing I knew, I would exchange my business, my life, for a breath of air. So I wanted to breathe. I was feeling that I was dying. So I wanted to buy the plastic bag, and I wanted to breathe. So then I saw something which I believe it was a gun, and they put me in the back seat of another car, which was not mine, and they pushed the face against the floor of the back seat, and I started feeling the kicks, but I didn't care because I wanted to breathe. I had another problems, right? So my main objective was to bite the bag. Then I started to feel something. Have you heard people saying that you have the whole movie of your life going through your eyes? It didn't happen to me. Didn't happen to me. Didn't happen. Yeah, but I remember that there was a moment when I think that I was dying, or at least I was fainting. And I remember that my mother used to tuck me in, and it felt kind of cozy. And I used to love that, and I used to call my mother, and in Spanish we say tamal, so she used to make me a tamal, right? She took me in with the sheets on the bed, and it used to feel so warm, and I felt like that. So somehow I felt like that, and everything was fine. Really, to be honest, everything for a moment was fine. And then I heard a voice saying, "You're gonna kill him." And they put something in my mouth to make a hole on the plastic bag. I believe it was a gun, because I tried biting it, and it was very hard. But I didn't care, right? I needed to breathe. So I started breathing again, and everything kind of came back, and I started trying to count blocks, trying to have a sense. I was raised in that city, so I kind of knew, right and left, they're speeding up. I know which way they're going. But then I lost track, because I started thinking on my family and my wife and my kids. Are they gonna find my body somewhere? Are these guys confused? Do they want my money? What do they want? And I spent the next 7 days after being empowered, right, in this position of power, where I could get basically anything I wanted, right, And then I wasn't able and allowed to go to the washroom. And the first time I asked to go to the washroom, they took me, but they didn't take the handcuffs off, and I had it on my back. So they just pulled my pants down, and I was never able to wear pants again. So I was half naked for 7 days in the middle of nowhere, and I had to negotiate my own ransom. And that's one of the potential motivators of me being in Canada. Right.
Man. Maybe we'll open it up to the floor for questions now. Is that okay, Deborah?
That's just fine.
You've heard some really remarkable